All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. First and foremost, want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for your support in the following year and also wish you nothing but success and a happy and healthy 2025. Now, with the start of the NFL playoffs right around the corner, the Green Bay Packers failed yet again to make a statement. And because of that, they're going to have to take the long way into winning the NFC this month. You look at it, we just saw the Packers fall to the Minnesota Vikings this past Sunday by the score of 27-25, and it dropped their record on the season to 11-5. And even though the Green Bay has won 11 games so far this season, they're going to have to head into the postseason with a ton of questions that need to be answered. Now, so far this season, the Pack is 0-5 against the NFC's elite. And I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions, and the Minnesota Vikings. And in those 5 games, Green Bay has come up short in each one. They lost the season opener in Brazil to the Eagles. They were swept by the Lions. And of course, they just got swept by the Minnesota Vikings. Now, in all of those 5 games, Green Bay lost all of those games by a combined score of 22 points. So it lets you know that the Packers are right there. But there's really no place for moral victories in the NFL. And in spite of the fact that the Packers have been close, they're going to have to find a way to win those games and get over the hump in the playoffs if they want to go out there and do some damage. You look at those 5 losses for the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, their phenomenal quarterback, has 8 touchdowns, and he also has 5 interceptions. That's got to change, especially the turnovers. You look at last Sunday's game against the Vikings; he was 19 of 30 for a buck 85 with 1 TD. He had flashes, but at the end of the day, he and this Packers team just simply came up short. Some might want to question the decision making of head coach Matt LaFleur in those moments as well. But nonetheless, Green Bay is going to have to step up and answer the call because you look at it right now. They're more than likely going to be the 7th seed right now, in spite of the fact that they're 11-5. That just gives you an idea of the depth of the NFC this year. If the playoffs were to begin today, and of course we got one more weekend to go, but nonetheless, Green Bay would be on the road to take on Philadelphia. And it's one of those, just hypothetically speaking, let's say that Green Bay is able to go out there and win that game because Philly's definitely going to be the 2 seed. It's a scenario where if you win that game, that means you're going to have to either travel to Minnesota or Detroit to face them, whoever gets the top seed. So that's what you're looking at. So this is the hump that the Packers have to find a way to get over if they're going to go out there and be a serious contender in the postseason. Now, I know Green Bay was a 7th seed a year ago, but it's one of those where they did win a playoff game, really could have won two. But the team that they beat last year in the wild card round, the Dallas Cowboys, they're not of the same ilk, if you will, of the teams that we're talking about, who are the top dogs this time around in the NFC. So I look at it right now because the expectations, in my opinion, have changed for the Packers. There's a lot of talent on this team. But I think what is going to come down to for Green Bay in the postseason is execution. And it starts on the offensive side of the football. You got to score touchdowns in the postseason. You can't settle for field goals. And, we've seen it, sometimes, in fourth down situations, Matt LaFleur, gives a nod to go for it. And, especially when you're in scoring range and you don't come up with any points, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, that's big time momentum killers for your football team. That is going to have to change this month in the postseason for the Packers to go out there and do damage. They've got the talent to hang with these teams. They have shown that, but it's the execution. A play here or a play there is a big difference as far as winning and getting prepped for OTAs. Okay, so let's see what happens with the Packers here in the month of January. The talent is there, but again, it comes down to execution. Will Green Bay be able to handle their business in a very difficult NFC in the playoffs? Only time will tell. But, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now, you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.